is invading the portals of my mind and drawing crazy patterns on my mind.
Pearls Before Swine were an American psychedelic folk band who were formed in 1965 in Florida by a guy called Tom Rapp. Between 1967 and 1971, they released 6 albums, after which Tom Rapp started releasing solo albums just under his name, which was, ironically, the band hadn't quit at that point. They were just starting to do touring and going live. So they spent the first few years just recording, and then when they transitioned to going live, Tom Rapp started to take his name into the recordings. They had quite a lot of turnover of members. Okay. Hi, my name's Dan. So this was the first album by Pills Before Swine. It's my first time listening to it. Now, I have reviewed a Pills Before Swine album before. I reviewed their second album. However, I have no memory of it. I didn't listen back to the review before I did this review. But it's not stuck in my head. So anyway, moving on. I would describe this as being definitely folky psychedelic stuff from the 60s, which is what it is. It's ranging from quite empty acoustic guitar-y stuff, and often when it's just the acoustic guitar, actually, it's quite well done, I would say, to more of a band. And there's a range of interesting instruments as well as kind of fairly standard instruments, such as you'd find in a 60s band, like drums and bass and guitars and organ. There's early synthesizers, and this is very early for synths, to be honest. There's a cor anglais, there's a banjo, and there's an auto harp, and other things as well. In fact, there are finger cymbals, and it's the kind of music that you get finger cymbals in because it is definitely music for a happening. It's kind of hippie music, as you might like. At times when they're playing as a band, the timing and the tuning are a bit loose, the production's a bit rough, but it was recorded in 4 days, so I kind of feel like I want to let them off on that. His voice is quite appropriate for this kind of music. It's got a little bit of Bob Dylan at times. I think he affects that on purpose. Yeah, that sort of scoop in one of the songs. There's a lot kind of similarity to maybe Donovan in there, and most of the subject matter is kind of gentle pastoral hippie stuff. Uncle John is a track that's about war, so that's a bit less gentle. The track, of course, Miss Morse, includes an obscenity, but it is hidden because you have to know Morse code to be able to understand that. And I don't, so I had to have it pointed out to me. I Shall Not Care is bleak, quite interesting. It goes through various phases in it. And I think broadly it's about death. Mildly enjoyed the album. I think there's quite a bit of variety in it, but it's definitely very much of its time. It's part of the kind of early 60s. There was a folk revival, and we're getting kind of later 60s here when that was morphing into psychedelia. But yeah, it's reasonably okay. I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan. I'm not massively suddenly going to go and try and find all their albums, but I didn't mind listening to it, and I would potentially think about maybe listening to it again. Yeah. So that's what I think, and as always, I'd love to know what you think, so please do leave comments, and that's it from me for now.
When the wind winds the platform, blows through your secretion. Well, you want us to crucify the enemy for Jesus with your